The following is a presentation of BiGGs Media Services.
Go for warmth. Go for beauty. Go for a show. Go for flavor. Go for perspective. Go for love. Go for tranquility. Go for thrills. Go for color. Go for good. Go for Puerto Rico. Go now.
For more information, the website is discoverpuertorico.com.
Are you ready? Time to play the game!
BiGGs Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
You want to hear a nice golf joke? Yeah, I should have showed up and watched me play yesterday. I should be put on Chick Galore or something like that. A team named that. Scramblers. That's it. Scramblers, that's a team I should be on. Because I was scrambling for my ball.
There's a golf shot. That's a golf shot.
Hey, when am I going to get the caddy?
The bag is bigger than you.
So?
That white one?
Yeah?
That's the one you're carrying.
Oh, man, that thing's a boat anchor.
I haven't had golf anything sinse high school.
No, that's you, not me. She likes to enjoy a beverage herself. Is that what you're trying to say?
I might be distracted. That's another story. Golf course and equipment reviews, golf news, guests, and lots of golf humor. When you need to drive for show,
Are you ready?
BiGGs Golf Talk.
I'm special.
Yes, you are, with a helmet.
So I got that going for me, which is nice.
It is showtime, baby! Here we go! BiGGs Golf Talk is presented by the U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Handmade Vodka. You must be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's beverage, and friends don't let friends drive drunk. BGT also sponsored in part by ShotScope. Data is power. Encore Golf. Be sure to check out the new Vero Ball. Photo Ball Marker. Take $5 off of any order at bgt.photoballmarker.com. McNally 22. Ready Putt. Never putt with a dirty ball ever again. And thank you, Ready Putt, for your donation in July. Sold 15 head covers. $150 goes right to Folds of Honor, New Mexico. Thank you, Ready Putt. Zalise. CBD for golfers. Scorpion 21. Feel the sting. Squares shoes. Oh, it's great to wear Squares shoes and knock scores off your game when you're squared up. It's hip to wear Squares. UFO Tour Golf and golfknickers.com. Connect with BGT on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Golf Ball. Subscribe to us in YouTube, iTunes. We're available in the Google Play Music Store, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Amazon devices. Our website is www.biggsgolftalk.net or .com. That's BIGGS golftalk.net or .com. Big John Quick, along with the Golf Father, Bill Cuevas, and the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson. Good morning, boys and girls. And I have heartburn. Holy cow.
Good morning.
You have a heart?
I do have a heart.
Have a heart?
I have a heart, yes.
It's burning.
It's burning.
It's burning. 3
hunk of love.
weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks, and being a married man, it's burning a hunk of love, baby.
Yep.
Well, like I said before we started the show, I don't like your attitude. I think your attitude is. I don't like it. I'm just gonna say it again. I don't like it.
Bill, okay, for the viewers, or not viewers, listeners rather, for the listeners at home, Bill is a little extra salty today.
He is a little extra salty, just a little bit. And I don't know why.
A little I don't know if it's the Saturday morning.
We're in New Hampshire, brother. We're in New Hampshire. How can you be salty?
He's a little salty.
Because
home of the Square shoes.
Yeah, but then I got to go back.
Yeah, but then we go to Point Mountain.
Then I'll be happy again. And then when I leave, I'll be sad again.
Oh, geez.
See what I mean?
You know, it is an emotional roller coaster over there for Mr. BiGGs to take care of.
Well, I already asked him about spooning, and now he's like, oh, we can't spoon. I'm married. I mean, come on, man. Why did you... You know, he told me that
he's feeling a little left out.
I guess he is.
I just don't like it. I don't like it and all this other stuff we're talking about in dowries.
Can somebody please get Bill the Golf Father Cuevas a Care Bear?
Little love.
Oh,
Little
I love
love.
the Care Bears.
Yeah, little
He just
love.
his
I
face
love the
just
Care-
lit up.
I love the Care Bears. I could do. Yeah. Send me a Care Bear, please. I love the Care Bears. I like the blue one. I like the one with the rainbow.
Yeah, there
He's
you
my
go.
favorite.
Yeah, so Bill won't be so lonely. Or if somebody wants to keep Bill the Godfather Cuevas, occupied or spend a little bit of time with him, well, just email us, info@bigsgolftalk.net with your resume, and we'll interview the prospective people that want to spend time with Bill the Godfather Cuevas.
People want to hang with me? Yay! I get to choose.
No, I get to choose.
Somewhat.
Amanda and I got.
Well, we get to screen.
Yeah, we get to screen the applicants.
All right, you guys screen, and then I'll get the final vote, maybe.
Perfect.
Maybe. I mean, I gotta have some kind of input. This person or persons will be with me all day.
We could start a new thing, Buddies with Bill.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. Buddies with Bill.
Buddies with Bill. Imagine we should do that segment. Buddies with Bill.
If you want to be a buddy with Bill, call this phone number right now.
Yes.
Ooh, the phone line would be.
The phone line would be hot.
It'd be hopping.
All of a sudden, people will be writing to us. Every time I call that phone line, it's busy. Why is that? Oh, because we forgot to activate it.
Oh,
sorry.
I told you I didn't like your attitude. Beat me when I'm down. Beat me.
Oh,
you guys
man.
Are not right. Man.
What a great week of golf. Yeah, I know. We love you, Bill.
It was a great week of golf. What did you watch more, PGA or LPGA?
You know what? I have to tell you, it was LPGA then PGA. I mean, we recorded the PGA Championship, but LPGA was on fire.
Amanda, did you watch the LPGA?
I caught a little bit of it, and then I was kind of hopping back and forth.
The last round of the LPGA, Lydia Ko was winning by 4 strokes.
Yes.
Going in with like 4 holes left. And her counterpart that she was playing with, they got put on the clock because she was, she ultimately was the winner. But she played so slow. They put them on the clock. So Lydia Ko is speeding up to try and get to the next hole because she don't want to get in trouble for doing it.
Sure.
The other girl, she just keeps going slower and slower, lining up every putt. It didn't matter if it was 8 inches.
Now, can I interrupt you for a minute? Amanda, let me ask you this, because you've been on a tour and stuff like that, and we obviously have never golfed on a tour. Why is it the whole group gets put on the clock when it's one player that's slow, and then now the person that was not slow feels like they have to speed up? And in this instance, Lydia Ko.
This is a struggle I've dealt with quite a bit personally, and I've seen it happen a lot. And I've always been frustrated. I'm typically a faster player.
Right.
But even knowing that, people that are slower, like there's a time limit. There's a slow, and I'm taking my time, even though, because I know I'm excessively fast, and sometimes I'm too fast. But with that, I get so frustrated because I've been put on the clock as a group, and I'm like, no. This is not how this is going. So what they end up doing is they come in and they will, even though you're all put on the clock, they'll give you a warning, but you can request as a player that you be timed individually. So that way, so I've had it work both ways. I've had an official say, nope, you're on the clock. Either you guys pick it up or you don't, I'm giving you a penalty. But I've also had at Q school, they came and individually timed each player's pre-shot routine, because you get, 30 seconds for this, and you get, 2 minutes for this part and whatever. And, of course, I literally stand over the ball and hit it within 20 seconds. But there are the girls that take literally 3 to 4 minutes if you allow them. Yep. It is agonizing to watch. And I get ticked off when now, so this is a problem. So Lydia's in the lead and she's not causing the slowness. I would be pissed because as you're going, I don't even know, it changes your rhythm and your dynamic.
It did. It really did. And I watched her unravel. I felt bad for her because for 2 holes, she was going, trying to, she wanted to catch up. These other people were almost 2 holes and they were on the green on the second hole. So you had almost a 2-hole gap, and Lydia's trying to catch up there, and I felt bad for her. And Kang's just like the turtle.
And Kang could care less, right?
And you know what? For all the hurting that Kang did, it didn't work for her. It hurt Ko, and Kang ended up winning. And I felt bad, man, because you know what? If they gave that penalty to the one person and not the group, then Kang, let Kang get the penalty. Now you got a whole different game. But they killed.
I don't think that's fair. It should always be an individually based thing. Now, granted, as a group, get a warning. Cool. Hey guys, like you guys are falling behind, whatever. But if I come back to assess a penalty, they need to time each individual player because I can't dictate what the other player does. The only thing that I can do, and this is the struggle. So I've done it before. Like you're waiting on someone to putt out. And there's 3 of you, so you want to leave and go to the next hole. But I can't tee off unless there's someone physically there to see it.
Yep.
So
and there's no ready golf. And that ready golf would have helped her, but because like Kang won part of the hole with 3 holes to go, Lydia had to stand on the tee box and literally wait for Kang to get there. And then the routine took about 25 to 30 seconds on top of what she already had. But it just took forever for her to hit the ball.
And I've met Lydia and I know her demeanor and I've interviewed her and I've done a lot of things with her, but she's just literally one of the nicest out there.
Yeah, I truly felt bad for her.
She wouldn't ever say, I'm the player that I'm speaking up and I'm getting, but the problem is if I'm in the lead, you don't want to change your demeanor. So you try not to get riled over it. But then if you don't get riled, you get like kind of pushed aside.
She got upset. You could see how she changed, and you could if you could read lips, she was like, "Come on already, come on." Because she was ahead of the pack.
It's so not fair.
No, it wasn't. No. It wasn't fair. I think they destroyed her whole round. I think they cost her the championship that she should have won.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you know what? And here's the difference. So she tied for second place.
Yep.
So she got $133,555 for second place, where Danielle got $255,000.
Yeah,
it's a difference.
Now, and I'm still looking at the top prize money, $255,000, compared to $2 million just won.
Yeah, first time, 23 years old.
Yeah,
right.
New to the tour, first time.
His girlfriend is a Pepperdine gal. Woo!
Oh, doesn't mean nothing to us.
She's a golfer. She's a golfer.
I
from
know.
Pepperdine.
I'm messing with you.
Whatever.
Oh my goodness, you're a little salty from Pepper.
Whatever.
I did that to my hair as well.
Whatever.
Yes, you know about his girlfriend and everything, but I mean that's a huge difference, baby.
It's a huge difference.
That's a huge difference.
Yeah,
I mean, and when you look at these tournaments, and it looked like the LPGA, but then COVID, the pandemic hit, but the prize purses was going up, especially on the majors. But still, $255,000. I mean, what is the last place? I mean, who in the PGA Tour? What are they making in last place? I'm assuming it's near the high 5 figures in last place.
I can't even imagine. We should look that up. I'm going to do that right now.
If you make the cut, you're definitely you're making, I would say at least, I would have to say at least like 30, 40, maybe. I don't know. I mean, for last of making the cut.
I'm going to the money board. I'm going to the money for this
Go to the money.
Yeah,
because I think
I'm looking at the leaderboard, but I can't see the money. What the money prizes is for the PGA.
Well, I know that's what it says. It says look at the money prizes. Okay, so Colin got $1,980,000.
So almost $2 million, right?
Okay.
So now, go to 60th place and see what 60th place got.
Okay. 60th place. 60th got $21,400. Yeah. So the lowest money that I'm seeing is $19,600.
Yeah. So $20,000.
Yeah, $20,000. That's the least. That's the lowest amount. To get to where Lydia Ko.
So let me hold on. Just to give you an idea, if you scored 20th place on the LPGA, You got $18,138 on 20th place.
Yep.
I mean,
and they got that in 70th.
Right.
Over here, if you got 20th, over here, $134,000. $1,943.
If you made the cut, the cut, and you came in 77th place on the LPGA, you got $3,062.
Yep.
That doesn't even cover expenses.
Nope.
No.
Now, to get what our winner got, what Ken got, you would have only had to come into everybody from 9. Well, they all made more than her from 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you would have to get to like 14th place on the PGA Tour to make what she made for winning her event.
Golf Diva, there's no wonder why we don't see as many American, women playing on the LPGA Tour, because the money is not there for them.
The money is not there. And I think one of the things that a lot of people don't see, so on the road to the LPGA, when you're trying to make it,
yep,
there comes a point in your career, like in the beginning, you don't really care because you're just trying to get experience. But the older you get, it becomes literally, you start out and you're 22 after college or whatever, and you're like, oh, I don't care. I just want the experience, whatever. But when you start traveling for Symetra every week after week after week, and it's top heavy, and the top 5 players make money, and like everybody else barely maybe covers expenses, you have to look at it like a job, like a business. And so you're like, wait a minute, if I'm not even covering my travel, how am I ever? But then if you don't continue to play and get the experience and hopefully just put together that good round that gets you further for the reshuffle, it's just a struggle. And that's the thing. I think for me, it was never, and you guys know me, I'm not for like everything has to be equal for genders. I don't care. I really don't care about that. But I do care that it's fair within the sport itself. I don't care about the men. Take the men out for a second, but it's got to make sense as a business. These women are running a golf business for themselves. It has to financially be a gain. It can't be even a break even all the time.
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah. And I don't know what the point is right now, but
they want to give it to the top 5, but the
only thing that helps them is that those like Kang and Co, they're lucky. They have sponsors.
There are more women than the top 5 that make up that tour and get the ratings and get the views. So you have to look at it that way and say, well, wait a minute, we need all these girls to be on. We need 100 and X amount of girls to be on tour.
Well, here's
to run
something.
a tour.
Christina Kim and Lexi Thompson, 2 big names on the LPGA Tour, that both of them only made $6,102 this past week.
Yeah, like that's a joke.
But again, you're talking about big names that do get,
endorsements
and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, right.
But
that's the only reason they can make it.
But here,
$6,000.
That's it.
Let me throw out a name: Sierra Brooks. Do you know Sierra Brooks? I don't know Sierra Brooks, so you don't see the endorsements with her. And she probably barely has gets her hotel paid for. She made $3,000. Yeah. How do you go home and say I had a good week? And you made the cut, and you had a good week. It's.
Yep.
I agree with you, Amanda. I mean, we started seeing going in the right direction, and now that we're back from COVID and stuff like that, I don't know how they determine this. In the start of if it's sponsorships, it's the money and people put into this. But we got better at getting the women paid. Not compatible to the men, and I agree, but at least at a cost of living, in the field that they're in. So,
yeah.
More Biggs Golf Talk coming. We're going to head into our first break. Coming up next, it is On Par with Amanda. We have a great show for you. Fred Altvater is going to be joining us. And also, we're going to be talking with a couple people who has a great foundation out there, and you find out what their foundation is all about and an event that they got coming up in September. So all that here on Big's Golf Talk. We'll be right back right after this.
Hey everyone, Big's Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. Download the app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for Big's Golf Talk. Be sure to save us as a favorite so that you'll know when we're on. Join the millions of iHeartRadio listeners and listen to Big's Golf Talk. Golf Talk for golfers.
The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is searching for the country's best two-player teams to compete against International Field in the 54-hole Ryder Cup style event known as the International Kings Cup, played in honor of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer.
The 6th annual edition of the International Kings Cup will be contested in May 2021 at the Glasson Golf Club in Ireland.
The road to the Kings Cup begins with a national qualifier. Two-player teams compete in an 18-hole qualifier playing best ball using net scoring. The top 30% and ties at each qualifier will be invited to the USGC National Championship. Winning teams at national qualifiers have a chance to receive a free $950 team entry into the event.
With an open and a senior division, each having 4 flights, teams of all skill levels will compete for a spot on Team USA. The winning team from each flight at the United States Golf Challenge National Championship will be crowned and win the expense-paid trip to the Glasson Golf Club in Athlone, Ireland, as part of Team USA.
Do you have what it takes? For more information, the website is usgolfchallenge.com for all the details. That's usgolfchallenge.com.
This is a commercial for golfers. Take the next step to improving your game with ShotScope and discover your strengths and weaknesses. Analyze statistics on your clubs, tee shots, approaches, short game, and putting. ShotScope V2 is the golf watch that combines GPS distances with automatic performance tracking. Once you have it, you won't want to play around without it. Check out ShotScope.com to take your game to the next level.
Hello, this is Santi Martinez from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you are listening to Big's Golf Talk Podcast.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to On Par with Amanda. This week, I am fired up and ready to talk about a very cool topic, but I had to invite a guest, as always. I'm liking this guest opinions, and I needed the opinion of an amateur golfer. So, with that said, we brought in Mr. Cuevas, and he's going to give us the amateur golfer side of this debacle. So one of the things that I have, well, let me start by saying good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. I love the introduction. I need an amateur.
I need an amateur golfer. So with that said, so one of the things that as an amateur and a professional, I think we all go through bad rounds. We all go through bad slumps. Maybe we get a case of the shanks. Maybe we just have a sucky day where our tempo is off. Either way, we are our own worst critics and we instill the most doubt in ourselves. So one of the things that I read an article about was the disturbing thought that we put into our mind of maybe I'm just not as good as I used to be, or maybe I'm just not getting any better. So there's two sides to this. As a professional, I think a lot of players, so that as they get on the senior tour and they maybe go through a slump, or like someone like Tiger, who's been at the top and the top and the top, at some point, he's going to play a little less than he was playing when he was at the top. So in his eyes, he's going to say, maybe I'm just not as good as I used to be. And as far as the amateurs are going to say, well, shoot, I've heard it numerous times. You practice, you go out, and then you play a couple good rounds, and then you have like 2 or 3 rounds, maybe your tempo's off, maybe your mind's somewhere else because you don't know how to compartmentalize. And you go, well, shoot, maybe I'm just not getting any better. I thought I was. So let's open the floor to you to hear your opinion on this said, or maybe you hit the ball pure every time and never have this issue. I don't know.
I believe, and to answer your question, last weekend, my goodness, I hadn't played in 2 weeks.
Okay.
And it's the first time that I went a full week, let alone 1 week, but 2 weeks without picking up a club, swinging a club or anything else. And I played terribly for the first 4 holes. It took 4 holes. There was no practice. There was no warm-up. There was no nothing. It's literally first tee, start playing. I played terrible. But I think the biggest thing is mindset. For amateurs like myself and others, I get to play with a lot of amateurs and stuff. And a lot of them, watching them fall apart and their mind just take off, because they have this misconception, as I call it, that they're that good. And I keep telling them, I was like, dude, if you were really, really that good to criticize as much as you do, you'd be getting paid to do what we're doing right now. We're here to have fun. Yeah, you want to keep your score. Yeah, you want to keep your stats. They're keeping their putts. They're keeping off the green, on the green, everything else. I'm like, that's beautiful. But if you get upset and crazy on the second hole because you made a bogey and you're really not that good, what are you going to do the next one? And of course, what happens next? Now you got a triple bogey. And they just spiral from there. They lose their mind. They start letting everything come into play. They start overthinking. Is it this my swing? And they want to change this. They want to change the grip. They're looking for this magical cure. And the magic is that 6 inches between their ears.
Yep. 100%.
That's what the magic is.
Well, and I think that a lot of the players that I've seen, like when I go out with just friends or whatever, and you're exactly right. They let, and I think it is an art and it is something to be practiced. I worked with a mental coach for most of my career on honing in how to, do all the cliche things, one shot at a time. Don't think about a shot that has already happened. Once it's happened, it's done and over with. It's dead. But those things sound cliche, but they're so true. And I think that affects, someone that isn't practicing those habits and they go out there, like you said, they have 1 or 2 bad holes. It's really hard to emotionally pull yourself out of that. And it sounds dumb because who cares in the realistic part of it, but somehow golf is one of the few sports, I should say, that you have conflict within yourself out there. Absolutely. Other sports, like I was hard on myself, and I was like in softball, I was like, let's go, okay, like you got to be better. You just struck out, whatever. But when I play golf, it becomes an identity issue. Like I literally start to doubt myself and think, hey, I'm just not, like you almost have to be careful that make it your identity where you're like, I didn't play, therefore I'm not a good person. Like there's some funky lines in there. And obviously the higher you play, the worse that gets. But still, I think for a lot of people, they go out and they're like, man, I suck today. I'm not even getting any better. So
I get it all the time. I get the messages from my friends. Oh, Bill, I did this today. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. And I did this and I flew to, I don't even know why I woke up this morning. Like,
you're
what's your alternative? Or you have that wonderful mindset when you get on the tee and you duck hook it, and all of a sudden, I got to hit another one. I can't leave this tee box with that shot. All right, bro, go ahead. Now, one of 2 things are going to happen.
Yep.
You're going to hit the same identical shot. Or you're going to do the complete opposite, and that duck hook is now going to become a super slice into somebody's backyard. And
very rare. Yes. Very rare. So like when I go out to play a practice round, I remember earlier on in my career, my dad would always be like if I didn't hit a good shot, I mean, we're not in a hurry. We're just playing a practice round. He'd be like, here, hit another one. And you kind of like, oh, okay. But you're exactly right. You do one of 2 things. And so mentally, I don't think, and this was something that was part of me and my journey, instead of hitting another shot, I would take a corrective swing, but I would not hit another golf ball physically because like you said, you're putting in your brain, either you're reinforcing that all of a sudden I duck hooked it again, so now I must duck hook everything, or you hit a slice and you're like, well, now I'm just screwed up altogether and I don't know what to do. So my one piece of advice for people out there that hit a really bad shot, if there's a difference, if you kind of know what you did and you're like, oh, I never hit it that way, go ahead and hit another one. But if you're playing and you're trying, don't waste your time. Take a corrective swing, feel what you're supposed to feel, and move on to the next shot. Because the worst thing in the world is to get over another shot and go, why just duck hook two in a row? And now you got to hit a third.
I see that a lot. I see it a lot on the weekends. I'm like, why bother throwing out? Because, I'm going to take a breakfast ball. All right, go ahead.
Okay. You're going to lose ball too.
Exact shot. And some people just never learn. I'm like, well, which one are you going to play? They're sitting about 8 inches away from each other. Which one do you play? You just did it for nothing. But you just got to get out of your own head. One shot and one. I mean, you might hit a great shot. I've seen people in the opposite end where they hit that first shot and it's like 300-yard drive down the middle. They're fine. Yeah. And then they get up there and they shank the next one. And that's the end of it. They just lost their mind after that beautiful drive. They don't understand that, you know what, that's just one shot. Every shot's a new game. Get up there. Forget about it. Don't think about it. Don't get in your own head. Even with water. You see what water or a sand bunker in front of your shot will create havoc in front of somebody because that's oh my God, the water. What am I going to do now? You're not going to think about it. Hit your shot.
And that's, I think, the hardest thing. So I tell this to my students and I'm like, if you think you're struggling, this is what's hilarious. People think that because you have the word professional and you do it for a living, that you never hit a bad shot. I hit bad shots all the time. And now I will say, maybe I get away with a few more of them than the average person, just because I kind of know I've kind of constricted my misses. So maybe my margin of error is a little smaller. Sure.
Yep.
I hit bad shots all the time. So the reason this article came up was they were talking about Rory McIlroy. So Rory, we've seen him week after week. Well, and this was an interesting thing. He says, maybe I'm just not as good as I used to be. I go out there and try my best every single day. But that's the ticket. It's not like these guys aren't trying or these girls aren't trying.
Yep.
All of us, whether you're amateur or professional, you are going out there literally trying. And honestly, golf is the first sport in my entire life, and maybe one of the only, that you can actually over try. It's better to not try.
Yeah.
So that is something that is definitely was a big change for me. Coming from softball, you left that field, you left your blood, sweat, and tears out there. And the harder you tried, you saw the reaction. But in golf, the harder you try, you're just a hot mess.
It's even with the swinging. That's why I try to tell the guys when I'm playing with them, like, you're swinging too hard. That's not your swing speed. You have no tempo. If you don't have no tempo, you're not going to have any consistency.
No.
Take your time. Think about what you're doing. Just take your time. Enjoy. Have fun. This game you're not getting paid for. We're not paying for donuts. We're not playing for skins. We're just playing. We're having fun. Enjoy it. Don't get inside your own head. That's all it's about.
I just really think that overall, everybody that, watches these pros on TV, and TV also, I have to say this, TV is TV. No matter if it's live or it's not, it is created to make everyone look great. And they're only showcasing, we know in golf, they only showcase the people that are at the top. They're not showing the 15 guys that are hacking it up and shooting 80. So, so with that said, we have to remember these things. And I think, for whether you're professional or amateur, that little bit of self-doubt in the brain because you have a bad day or you have a bad week or a bad couple rounds. Here's Rory saying, some days I play better than others, but it's still not getting the job done. And I can't put my finger on it. And he has all the coaches, all the training, everything at his fingertips. So it is mental. And sometimes it's something deep within that isn't even golf related. It's just, a personal thing that you're not compartmentalizing correctly.
Any day, anytime, somebody can be better than you.
Yep, I agree. And so all we know is that Bill and I are going to go out and try our best, but not over try. We're going to do our best.
That's all we can do.
That's all we can do. To everyone out there, thanks for tuning in. We love having you listen in on Big's Golf Talk and On Par with Amanda. Make sure you're writing into Big's Golf Talk or catch me on Instagram at @ARobertsonGolf. I love getting messages from you guys. They keep me entertained through the week for sure. Let me know what you think about Rory and about your mental golf relationship. And until next time, thanks, Bill. Keep swinging for par, folks.
Having a corporate or charity golf event? Backswing Golf Events can supply your tournament with personable, professional golfers to entertain and fundraise on the golf course. They can accommodate any size group, whether it be 3 players to 500. They are your team. From range lessons, Beat the Pro, and Pro-Am style roaming, they're making lasting memories one swing at a time. So make sure to check out backswinggolfevents.com or call us direct at 661-316-3093 and book your pros now.
In the folded flag, we see the heavy price of freedom. Nearly 9 out of 10 dependents of America's fallen and disabled soldiers do not qualify for federal scholarship assistance. The Folds of Honor closes that gap, already providing over 10,000 scholarships. Join us in this noble mission. Donate today at foldsofhonor.org. This is your call to duty.
Golf is a dirty game. It's time to clean it up with Ready Putt, the only putter cover with a built-in ball cleaner and magnetic surface. Clean balls roll accurately, meaning you make more putts. Sink more, swear less. Clean up your game with Ready Putt.
Welcome back to Big's Golf Talk right here on Native Family Radio, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Amazon devices. Big John Quick, along with the Golf Diva, Amanda Robertson, and Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas. This segment is sponsored by GolfKnickers.com. They are the world's leading retailer of classic golf apparel. They specialize in their full line of men's plus fours, or golf knickers as we know it. And to complement those knickers, they have a full line of matching socks, caps, and shirts, allowing them to deliver the complete outfit to their customers. Their customers do include corporations, golf courses, school golf teams, tournaments, and avid golfers around the world like all of us here on Big's Golf Talk. They are committed to growing the game of golf by encouraging players to wear the game the way it was meant to be played in golf knickers. Head over to golfknickers.com to get your golf knickers for the youth, ladies, and men. Golfknickers.com, the world leader in traditional golf apparel. Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas, Amanda, the Golf Diva Robertson, Big John Quick, and right now it is our roundtable discussion. And in our roundtable discussion, guys, I want to talk about golf movies. Now, we know the pandemic that has been going on and people looking for ways to stay in the golf game. A part of that is our televisions, different networks airing golf movies. Now, I got to ask you guys something. How long ago do you think Caddyshack first aired?
Which it has to be over 30 years.
Well, I'm 31.
Yeah.
So it had to be before me, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Caddyshack turns 40 back on July 25th.
Stop it.
Yes. Happy birthday, Caddyshack. It's hard to believe that this legendary, often considered one of the best golf movies ever, turned 40 years old back on July 25th. Believe it or not, this movie only costed $6 million to produce, and it grossed over $40 million.
Wow.
Now, unfortunately, the sequel turned out to be a triple bogey at best, but it's absolutely one of the best films out there and most people's favorite film. Now, I want to put your guys' knowledge to the test. Okay? Are you guys are Caddyshack fans, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
What? Ichiwawa.
Golf Week had compiled some Caddyshack behind-the-scenes trivia. I have those questions in front of me here.
Oh, boy.
In what state was the movie filmed?
I'd have to say... Oh, shoot. I'm going to guess. Like Virginia.
Billy.
I'm going to say it was played in Bushwood Country Club.
I said state, not country club, not golf course.
Oh.
Well, you have your answer. I have my answer.
Oh, wait. Yeah. Come on, Bill. You should know this. You should know this.
You should know this, Bill. Yep.
Yeah, I know my answer is wrong because it just hit me. You think about here's a hint. Think about why the golf course is so freaking flat.
It's in Florida.
Bingo! Ding, 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 ding. Yes. What was the name of the course where it was filmed? And no, it was not named Bushwood.
Huh? Say that again?
The golf course in Florida that the film was filmed at.
That's what I said. It was filmed where it was filmed at. I said the same exact thing.
No. And you know what? So this is funny because this was brought up in a previous podcast that I did one time. And I remember, now it's all coming back to me. But yes, okay, Bill, we're going to give you another hint because I do know the answer to this
one. Isn't it where Bill Murray and them have their tournament every year on the East Coast?
No. This was in Florida.
No, I don't think. It's in,
it's in Florida. That's where
it's in Florida, but no, I don't think so. But think about
I will give you the town that it was filmed in. Davie, Florida.
Davie, Florida. Oh, I know that place.
Yeah, so think about
fact, Bruce is from there.
The course is super flat, but the name is not.
Howie in the Hills. No. I don't know.
It was chosen. It was chosen because there were no palm trees.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
Grand Oaks Golf Club in Davie, Florida.
Grand Oaks? Wow.
Oh, I thought it was at Rolling Hills.
Nope.
Oh, well, I got that wrong. Never mind.
Okay, here's something you guys should know if you're a fan of Caddyshack. What was Bill Murray's character's last name? Carl what?
Oh, shoot.
That wasn't it. What? What happened?
I can't. I can't with you. I don't know the answer.
Come on.
Carl.
Bill? You're there chewing gum and nothing's coming out of your mouth.
I refuse to answer that question because you upset me and I don't like your attitude right now.
Carl Spackler is the last name.
Spackler.
Yes.
Oh, geez. Nobody would get that.
All right. Nope. How about some true or false?
Okay.
True or false? Okay, good.
True or false? Bill Murray's part was originally to be a silent one.
Yeah, I believe that to be true.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
True or false? Bill Murray and Chevy Chase were good friends.
False.
Yeah, I'm going to go with false for some reason.
It is false. There was bad blood from Saturday Night Live. Rodney Dangerfield.
Oh, God, I love this gem.
He earned A, $35,000, B, $100,000, or C, $125,000 for playing L.
$35,000 because he gets no respect. I tell you.
Well, at that time, he was a pretty hot commodity. But I don't know if TV was like super, like they were paying everybody super well.
Remember, the movie only paid $5 million out. And you had a huge cast, and I'm sure there was a lot of egos on it. And while he was,
so I'm going to say, I was going to say 100, but I'm kind of with Bill that if you only spent $6 million to make the movie, there's no way you could pay everybody $100,000. So 35.
You are right. $35,000. Rodney didn't really do movies back then.
Yeah, he was a comedian. He did stand up.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I
love him.
A nice club.
Last one, true or false? Ted Knight, cast as Judge Smales, was a no-nonsense off-screen as his character on-screen. True or false?
I think false.
I'm going to say true.
Bill, you are right. It is true.
Oh.
He didn't like all the antics and ad-libbing that was done during the movie. He was very open about that.
Yep.
That is funny. Oh, my gosh.
So there you go. Yeah. Happy birthday, Caddyshack, as it turns 40 years old. So
cute.
Let's turn to each of us here on Big's Golf Talk. Bill the Golffather Kramer's favorite golf movie, and why?
Honestly, okay, my favorite one it has to be 7 Days in Utopia. I believe, for the modern time, that one, it's not as old as the other one. It's from 2011, but that one had the most impact on me outside of comedy and being funny and everything else like that. It had the secret meaning behind it. It was more spiritual. I got to meet David Cook, the author of the book, and talk about it during the Patriot Cup. Amazing guy. Lucas Black is amazing. Got to meet him. So that has more for me because of getting to meet them, knowing the story behind it, the book, going through the stages of it, then when the movie, everything. So I think that one is something most treasured to me.
Nice selection. I actually did not think you would choose that one, but it's a great choice. I enjoyed that movie as well. And Amanda the Golf Diva.
So the one that I think Tin Cup is one of my favorite of the more newer, whatever. It's a love story. Great. But The Golf Specialist, which I'm sure most people have not heard of, it's 1930s black and white, W.C. Fields. And my grandparents introduced me to it. And it is just the cutest little, short film. But it's black and white, and it is about golf. And it's called The Golf Specialist. And it's just one of those throwback, you watch with your grandparents type thing. And I love W.C. Fields. I think
I don't know,
it's just great. But it has an awesome cast, and it's a 20-minute short film. It's so cute. So anyway.
I actually looked it up while you were doing it. It has W.C. Fields, William Black, Naomi Casey, Shirley Gray.
Yeah, it's got a great
it looks awesome. It looks funny because he had that subtlety yet funny. He was true comedian back then.
It's so good, and I love. It's just old time, classic, good, funny, and so anyway, just one that I think a lot of people probably haven't even heard of.
Yeah, well, I'm going to check it out. I'm going to check out
that one too. Yeah, I'm going to look on Netflix and see if we have it on there and give that one a watch. I have never seen it. You're right. Not a lot of people probably heard of that. So
nope.
Thanks to my grandparents.
I would have to say my favorite, Legend of Bagger Vance.
Yeah.
Amazing movie.
Yes. I thought Will Smith did a tremendous job to portray Bagger Vance and what that character represented, back in those times. Here you had a caddy, kind of a guardian angel, if you will, that took a golfer and make him understand the game, and in all aspects of the game, and how to respect the game. I think that is just a tremendous, tremendous film. Well produced, well put together. I don't think nobody could have played those characters any better than that they had. But just to show the respect of the game, I just thought it was a tremendous, tremendous movie.
Yep. I agree. A good choice.
Honorable mentions, Golf Diva.
Okay.
Oh man, I would have to say, I like Adam Sandler, so.
Oh yeah.
I have to, his movies are just corny and kind of weird, but at the same time, so I'd probably have to say that made it.
Happy Gilmore.
Yeah. Very funny, absolutely.
Scott.
How about you, Bill?
Not a bad choice. Mine would be The Greatest Game Ever Played.
Oh, that's another good one.
Yes.
You guys are picking all the good sentimental movies.
Come on, man. You had the first crack at it. You guys are taking
I switched it up. I gave Bill the first crack last time. I gave Amanda the first crack this time, and yeah.
Absolutely, but I absolutely love that movie, and they play it a lot. And you know what? It never gets old, man. I could watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it, and I just enjoy it. I just enjoy watching. I love the characters, the way that they played it, and the fact that it's based on actual events. It makes if you love golf, you're gonna love this movie. It's history.
Yeah.
Bill Paxton, who directed that film, what a phenomenal job he did. Screenplay was adapted by Mark Frost from his 2002 book, The Greatest Game Ever Played, and Harry Vardon, Francis Umet, and I mean, you just had some great storylines in that movie. Here's a kid that loved the game of golf, and and Harry Vardon, who was just a general citizen and wasn't that high profile gentleman that they considered back then, and you didn't find that out until later on when Francis became a golfer, and Harry kind of then came out of his story and all that stuff, and Francis, his dad, working in the factory and all that stuff. I happen to agree with you. With my, and actually it was a tie for me between that movie and The Legend of Bagger Vance.
They're both really just good.
Yeah, I had no clue that Bill Paxton was the guy behind it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's amazing. Yeah. I have Bill, in my head. He passed at an early age, but I every time I think about him, I just think about him and his four wives on that TV show on HBO. the monogamy thing for whatever he was, the Mormons and stuff like that. I think of that's all I ever think about. I mean, I loved him as an actor, but that's what I loved him most. So I never even thought. Now I love the movie even more because I thought that he was great what he did.
And how about the movie Pat and Mike, 1952 film?
Ooh,
that was another golf film, and that's number 5 on the list of top 10 golf movies.
Is that Spencer Tracy in that?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
That's incredible. There's a lot of movies we're gonna have to check out now.
You know what? Guys. Seriously, I've done this before, but if you type in golf movies, the amount of movies that are about golf that I've never even heard of, it's incredible. Like, because we know the top 5 that we're talking about or whatnot, but like there are so many golf movies.
I didn't even know that there was as early as The Founders about women.
I saw that. Yep, The Founders. In 2019, Round of Your Life and The Loopers, the caddies. It's like the
Loopers. I remember.
Yes, we saw.
Yes,
we got to see it. We had them on the show. We had the gentleman on the show. So
that's just crazy. There's so many movies.
Well, how about a 2004 film, Bobby Jones' Stroke of Genius?
Yes, that's another good movie.
Yes,
yep. There's a lot of them. I'm looking at them now and I knew that one.
A Gentleman's Game.
Yeah. Oh, yes. That was another great one.
I can't believe 7 Days of Utopia is not in the top 5.
Oh, you know what one we got? The Caddy with Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. I got to check that out.
You want to talk about comedy at its best?
Oh,
my God.
That is slapstick at its best.
They're just... That was just such a good time, and
I love it.
That's so classic.
It is. It really is. It's fun.
We want to hear from you. What was your favorite golf movie out there? What is your favorite golf movie out there? Was something we didn't mention here? Email us info@bigsgolftalk.net. BigsGolfTalk.com. info@bigsgolftalk.com. BIGGS golftalk.com. Email us and let us know, and we'll bring it up on our next show. Don't forget to enter the contest at bigsgolftalk.net or dig.com. Got some 3 great giveaways that's going through the end of the month, and we're going to have some news and notes and stuff out of New Hampshire as we're out here in New Hampshire. So
yes,
you're going to find out some latest stuff that is going to be coming from Square Shoes as we visit their headquarters. So Amanda, I know you got to get going. Bill, the Golf Father, Quabus, and I, we head into hour number 2 right here on Big's Golf Talk. We will be right back. A golf ball that performs for you. The Encore Avant 55, hot off the tee, a formulated core that delivers more energy and utilizes soft cell technology to achieve ultra-low 55 compression. This blend of innovation and simplicity provides more distance and greater feel. The Caliber, maximum accuracy. A patent hollow metal core creates significant rifle spin while reducing side spin, allowing the ball to travel along a straighter trajectory. The Encore Elixir Tour Ball, Hot List winner. The premium cast urethane cover delivers a soft and pure feel off the club face and gives the Elixir ultimate greenside control, durability, and unmatched putting performance. Be sure to check out their combo packages and sign up for the loyalty program. Gift cards are also available. For more information, their website is www.encoregolf.com. And be more with Encore.
Golf Dots is a unique, high-resolution ink transfer to personalize your golf game. Golf balls, golf shoes, clubs, Golf Dots can personalize it for you. Golf Dots conforms to USGA rules and doesn't alter the trajectory of your golf ball. Tour proven on all major tours, Golf Dots is designed and made in America. Many styles to choose from that will fit every golfer's personality. New styles are being released on a regular basis. To order your Golf Dots, visit www.golfdots.com and enter promo code BIGJOHN15, that's Big John, BIGGJON 15 for a discount on your Golf Dots. Golf Dots is available in many golf shops, such as the PGA Tour Superstore. The website for Golf Dots is www.golfdots.com. That is golf.dots.com, or call 847-829-4238. Personalize your golf game today with Golf Dots.
Nike cap or blow, gonna try to beat them all, want them all to know. Hey, I'm on the tour to play and I came out here to win. Drive for show and putt for dough, another putt's going in. Another putt's in the cup. Another putt's in the cup. And another putt's in, and another putt's in, another putt's in the cup. Hey, I'm gonna beat you too, another putt's in the cup. I've been playing all my life to get out here on tour, and I want everyone to know I ain't got no fear. Hey, I'm on the tour to play and I'm going to the top. I'm driving long and I'm driving straight, and another putt's gonna drop. Look out! Another putt's in the cup. Another putt's in the cup. And another putt's in, and another putt's in, another putt's in the cup. Yeah, hey, I'm gonna beat you too. Another putt's in the cup. Oh, play. Make it. Look at drop it. Look at drop it. Another putt's in the cup. Another putt's in the cup. Hey, hey, another putt's in the cup. Another putt's in the cup. Hey, make it. Don't you try to mess with my mind. My concentration's tough. You know I'm gonna beat you all. You just ain't good enough. Hey, I'm on the tour to stay. Watch my birdies fall. I'm the best that you've ever seen. Watch the records fall. Look out. Another putt's in the cup. Another putt's in the cup. And another putt's in, and another putt's in, another putt's in the cup. Hey, I'm gonna beat you too. Another putt's in the cup. Yeah. All right.
Hello, this is Santi Martinez from Albuquerque, New Mexico, and you are listening to Big's Golf Talk Podcast.
Santi Martinez bringing us back here on the Big's Golf Talk, and the segment is sponsored by Scorpion 21. Feel the sting with Scorpion 21 at Scorpion21.com. Big John Quick along with Bill, the Golffather Cuevas, right back here on Big's Golf Talk on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Native Family Radio. And Billy, our next guest, I'm pretty excited about this guy. We have a unknown history until the commercial break when we were kind of just prepping him to come on the air and all that stuff. But his dad was Gentleman Jim Hickman, and I personally, I haven't personally know Jim, but I know of him because growing up in Chicago and having a history with the Chicago Cubs and the work I've done with the Chicago Cubs as far as anywhere from 7th and 8th grade, putting up the seats and getting attending every home game for free to being crowd control in the bleachers. But gentleman Jim Hickman, I'll tell you what, man, this guy was a baseball player and a half, 560 RBIs. He had 159 home runs throughout his career, batting average of 252, and he was an outfielder, first baseman, and third baseman, and an all-star player. And let's introduce our next guest. And he is, as a matter of fact, we also share the same birthday. Joey Hickman is joining us. He's the Nashville City Director at In His Grip Golf. And you know as well as everybody that Bill, the Golffather Cuevas, and myself is a part of that In His Grip Golf group. Joey Hickman, welcome into Biggs Golf Talk, my friend.
Thanks, Big John. Bill, how are y'all doing?
We're doing great, thank you. Before we start, Biggs, we gotta give him him and his wife Suzanne. They celebrated 29 years and counting.
Okay, so I got to ask you guys. I am just 3 weeks into being married. What's the secret so I could keep it that long?
She's always right.
All right, Shayna, did you hear that? I know
good thing to remember.
And a good set of earplugs. That's why I can say, yep.
Any alcohol involved in that too, maybe?
No alcohol.
That amplifies it. Stay away from alcohol.
Suzanne, welcome into Biggs Golf Talk as well. We're going to learn some great information about a foundation that you guys are a part of. But first, I got to know, Joey, what was it like to have your dad as a Major League Baseball player?
Very spoiled childhood. He was very humble. He never talked much about it, so he didn't bring it home with him. I didn't really know that he was a baseball player. I thought everybody's dad did what my dad did. I had no idea. When he was in Chicago, I was 6 to 12 years old, just really getting into it at 11 and 12. When he played an all-star game in 1970, I was 8. I remember everybody jumping up and down when he got the hit, but I didn't know the significance of it. I had no idea. Just very humble man, all the way up till his final years. He passed away in 2016 at the age of 79. Just a great guy, best man at my wedding. I mean, we were close. We played a lot of golf together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a humble dude.
Yeah. Well, you know what? And back then, being selected for the All-Star team was very much a big thing. You don't have it the way it was today where fans choose their favorite players and not based on the numbers. Back then, it was based on the numbers of that year, that season that they're playing with. And being selected was a big deal. And, to hear that your dad was humble about that. And I know we shared a story about someone asked you about, you went up to your dad and said, how was it being in an All-Star game? And he said, I struck out twice. Never mentioned the game-winning hit.
But you know what? No, because we know Mr. Hickman from doing, In His Grip Ministries and stuff like that. You could see how that humbleness has carried over.
Yeah.
It's been passed on. It's within the family. And when I follow them personally on what they do and stuff like that. So when I saw the foundation that we're going to be talking about next, it just continues to go on and to understand why we're blessed to know him and what he does. We listen to him and what he does on the YouTube videos. To do what he does and what his wife do, it takes a huge amount of time, patience, love, and everything else. I grew up with it in my family with people with disabilities. My aunt, who recently passed away, 61 years old, with mental disabilities, hard time walking, and she was the love of my life. You know what I mean? They're very special. They're the most special people and blessings that we have that we don't. Most people won't do that, and most people say God's going to give you what you can handle. And I know you can handle it. I watch you guys handle it on there. And I just love it. That's why I was like, we got to get them on the show to talk about it, and tie it all in because, God has a purpose for us. And I believe what he gave you guys just falls in line with what your father brought you up, being humble. It doesn't matter. You're not out there throwing it in anybody's face, but you're doing what you have to do. And I think that's admirable. I think it's a great thing. And now we got to talk about it.
Yep, absolutely. As a matter of fact, September 20th at Old Hickory Country Club, this is the Shelby Hickman Scramble Golf Tournament to benefit the Shelby Foundation. I'm going to turn to the boss here real quick. Suzanne.
Not you, Joey. Sit down, Joey. We know it's not you,
It's my turn.
Suzanne, you want to tell us what the Shelby Foundation is?
The Shelby Foundation was started in 2009 as a nonprofit, and we formed really to raise money for Harris Hillman Special Education School and other organizations that benefit people with severe intellectual and physical disabilities. And we started out having the golf tournament in 2006 before we ever became a nonprofit organization, and it was a success. So we decided we would form the foundation, and we just kept going with the golf tournament, and we're about to have our 15th tournament.
Wow, that is incredible!
I mean, we talked off air a little bit.
Yeah,
we understand what she has, and I even read about the fact, what it has between the chromosomes 7 and 9 and stuff like that. And she's 22 years old now.
Yeah.
And it baffles me with everything and all the technology in the world that we have. They haven't named it. You know what I mean? And that I think is do you know the numbers on how many children are born like this? Do they have? Do they keep any statistics? Yeah.
When she was first born, we went to the genetics doctor at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, and they just had nobody with her same genetic makeup documented. Now, there could be people out there with the same genetic makeup, but it's not documented.
You see, that baffled me that they wouldn't, do that. And you know what? Maybe one day you guys will make it known, and they will name it, and it'll be named after her.
Maybe.
It'd be cool if it was called the Shelby syndrome. Maybe y'all can make a push for that.
Yeah.
We know people. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We know people. No, I think it's and then 15 years that you're going to do it. Where's the event going to be held out this year?
It's at Old Hickory Country Club. I served as golf pro out there for 22 years. My final 16 as director of golf, head professional, all of those titles, general manager. And for this will be the third year that since I've been retired out there, they're still letting us host the tournament there. All the members love Shelby. She's uncle and aunt to every one of them. They just love on us. Every time I bring her into the pro shop, even now, certain individuals just come up, get in her face and love on her and talk to her. And,
that's sweet.
It's just a special place. It's been family.
It's an extended family to us.
It's been family for a long time, and we're just thankful to have them in our lives.
Now, you guys are in. You guys are actually in Nashville area, in the Tennessee area.
Yes.
And I'm sure some of the golfers, we do have listeners out in that area that may want to participate, but how is the COVID situation happening with your tournament?
Well, we've changed the way we're doing registration. We used to have smiling faces there the day of the tournament to collect any unpaid fees, but this year we're having everybody pay ahead of time. We're going to get them in their golf carts, socially distanced, obviously, and get them out on the golf course. We'll have 2 shotguns, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. One year we had 63 teams. That's 63 teams of 4. That's a lot of players.
Yep.
This year we're hoping to have 45 to 50 teams. So we'll have half in the morning, half in the afternoon, and have them spread apart. Golf has not been hurt by this pandemic. It has not been hurt by being socially distanced. Rounds are up everywhere. That's one thing you can do to be outside, have your mask off. We do have the mask mandate in the state of Tennessee, especially Nashville. So when you're out in public, you've got to wear a mask. If you're inside. So we're just gonna love it on each other. It's gonna change the way we do lunch, the way we do dinner.
Yeah.
We're not having a concert afterwards. We'll just have somebody playing music while we do the awards and a live auction, and get everybody on their way and back home safely.
It makes it challenging to do these events. We see the same things for the events that we're doing, and and the places we're traveling to. It's really difficult to do it, but it's good that you were able to do that. Hopefully, you'll sell out. Maybe you'll have more. What's your sellout?
30 teams in each shotgun is a sellout. The year we had 31 and 32. And Old Hickory's not a long course. It's 6,700 from the tips. It's growing longer. They are adding some tees, but it's the same acreage. So there's only so many places you can put people. And when you do a long drive contest on one and you do an air cannon on another, it even makes it smaller. So.
So you got a lot of stuff going on in that.
Oh yeah,
we do.
Cannons and long drives and everything. Oh my.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw some of the stuff that you do. I've been doing the research on it. I honestly, at this point in my life, I'm starting to wish that I lived in Tennessee for multiple reasons and stuff like that.
You can fly here.
Yeah, actually, I've driven there. Yeah, so I've been there before. I actually have my friend, DeJuan Brazelton. He played baseball. He was a pitcher, and he went to over there. So that's where he's from. But he lives over here with us now, and you see that stuff. And he's one of the first people that brought me with that connection there. And I never knew why. It's Tennessee. But as life kept going, it kept growing bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I met, the big man, Mr. In His Grip, Scott. Yeah. And it just propelled. I met you. I started meeting more people. And now people from Tennessee, come stay with me. I was,
we're pretty friendly people. Hey, we live close to the airport. You fly up here, we'll come pick you up.
There you go. See, I've been to Murfreesboro. I flew into Nashville and drove to Murfreesboro. So Middle Tennessee University.
I have a friend that keeps inviting me to the zoo. I love zoos. Every state I go to, I got to go to a zoo.
We have a good one here.
Yeah. You have a good one? Yeah, I'm coming.
Don't you think that Billy looks like a monkey boy? That's his new name. It shouldn't be Golf Father. It should be Monkey Boy. Bill Monkey Boy Cuevas.
He's just saying that because he has the face for radio. That's why he's saying that. Suzanne's on my side. She sees the face. She knows.
What I want to know is Susanna a golfer too?
She is.
I am.
She is.
I'm not as good as Joey though.
All right, tell us how good you are.
Let's see. We were on vacation last year playing a golf course down in near Mobile, Alabama, and long par 3 for her. She hit a hybrid iron about 15 feet from the hole and almost made the putt.
Wow, there you go.
She doesn't do that. She doesn't do that on every shot, but she enjoys playing.
That's the most important. That is the most important part. And you guys have date day or date night.
We did. We had a date this weekend and played golf. And I actually hit the ball on number 2 over the water.
She did.
And hit the green.
100 yards over the water, hit the green.
Nice.
First time this year.
Nice.
Greens are rolling about a 12, so she has a little trouble with the greens with the speed like that. But she's pretty good.
Because I don't play every day.
You see that? I like that. She got to. I was going to ask, is she competitive? But she already told us she's competitive. Yeah, I like that. She keeps you in check, Joey. Now I know. Now we know the secret's out. The world knows now. We got 10 million people on iHeart that's going to listen to this, and they're going to know that she's the boss.
That's right.
Just remember, behind every great man, there's a greater woman. Just remember.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For me, her name is Shayna Quick. So.
Love it.
I'm getting sick, guys. It's a good thing I'm on radio. I'm still having a hard time with his new name. It's the first time. You guys know he took her name.
I noticed that. I caught that.
Yeah, he took her name. So I'm still struggling when I hear him say that because I'm ready to talk at Vic, and now he's saying Quick. So and I get taken back every time. It's like fresh. I don't know. You think I can?
Here's the great thing, Bill. In Tennessee, we don't enunciate very well, so he won't know whether we're saying Vic or Quick. So
I like that thought.
It's all good.
Well, we need you to tell us where we can get more information. You have websites, Facebook. How can people find out more about the tournament, the foundation? I'm sure you have a donations button. So if they can't go out there and they can't play in the tournament and you don't live in Tennessee, you want to support a cause that there's no name for. Let's push for that. Let's push to find a name for that because we need to find a name. And they can donate money. I mean, there's a lot of ways to help out you guys without being there and without actually living there? Tell us how we can do it.
The best way to find out information is the Shelby Foundation Facebook page.
Okay. And then you have this.
We keep it updated daily.
Yep. ShelbyFoundation.org. ShelbyFoundation.org. You can go there. It has the flyer for the scramble. It has a donations button, which I want y'all guys that listen to go out there and hit. Check out. You can contact them. They're on Facebook. They're on YouTube. Check out the videos. See the beautiful little girl that they have. And they get to share all those beautiful pictures on Facebook. They make me happy, those pictures. I love seeing like that. You know, it touches my heart because, you know, I have my cousin that has his son that he's severe. And he's like 17 years old. He can't talk. He can't do anything. But when he's singing, there's no words coming, but they bring out a lot of joy.
They do.
You know, and that should make sense to you guys. Most people won't understand that unless they have that within their reach of seeing it or knowing about it or experience. There's no greater joy than you can see when you see that. When you see them happy and the way they express themselves, it's a beautiful thing. So you guys, I'm telling you, you guys are amazing. I love watching what you do. I wish you guys a lot of success. We're going to push. We don't do a lot of stuff with charity. In his grip, Foes of Honor, but we're going to push for you guys because we're going to get this thing named. We have to get it named. That's going to be my new goal. So we appreciate you and good luck with your tournament. Biggs?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that I just ditto what Bill said, and we hope that people step up and people visit the website shelbyfoundation.org and support this great cause. And maybe if you can't make it this year because you're in fear of COVID-19, but you could still help from a distance. But next year, if you want to participate, just mark that down on your calendar and everything else. And they do it annually every single year. And maybe BiGGs Golf Talk could make a trip down there next year and maybe do a live show from there. So
we'd love to have you.
It's always the fourth Friday in September.
Friday in September. There you go.
All right.
There you go. All right. Shelby.
And this year's tournament is going to benefit a group here in Nashville called Friends Life.
Uh-huh.
And they have a day program for individuals who've already graduated from high school. And it's a place where they can go and they can go out into the community, and they have different classes that they can participate in during the day. But during COVID, they're not allowed to gather at this location. So they are doing classes virtually online with Zoom meetings. And so they have a schedule that they go by every day. So that's one reason, we wanted to really help them out this year so they can continue to do that, because a lot of these people with disabilities have really been left out during this time of quarantine.
Yeah.
And this gives them an opportunity to participate and see their friends.
100% of every dollar given.
100%.
Goes.
Great.
How about that?
Can you imagine that?
And by the way, the Shelby Foundation is a nonprofit 501c3 organization, so it's tax deduction. So there you go.
Yeah.
Joey Hickman and Suzanne Hickman, thank you so much for joining us here on BiGGs Golf Talk, and we wish you guys nothing but the best of luck with your tournament.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. More BiGGs Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
Hey, this is Boxer Shorts, and I've got some big news. BiGGs Golf Talk is now on iHeartRadio. You can download their app for free or go to iHeart.com and search for BiGGs Golf Talk. And make sure while you're there that you favorite us so that you'll know when we're on. Join all the other millions of listeners on iHeartRadio and listen to BiGGs Golf Talk. We're the best. Rye.
Still using an old golf GPS watch? It's time to upgrade to ShotScope. ShotScope isn't just a golf watch, it's a fully automated golf performance tracking system on your wrist. ShotScope gives you access to over 100 tour-level statistics. Get putting analysis, short game breakdown, even find out how far you're booming your driver. All data is captured automatically by the groundbreaking ShotScope golf performance tracking system. ShotScope, the ultimate golf watch. Find out more at shotscope.com.
You'll hit it squarer, sweeter, straighter, and longer. I love the look of them, and with the extra width, they're the most comfortable golf shoes I've ever worn. They're called squares, and once you've played a round in them, you won't want to play another round in anything else. These completely new performance golf shoes will improve your stability and balance, and it's been proven in science. Balance equals power. There you go. To feel good and play my best, I wear squares. Now you can wear them too. Just go to getsquares.com to find out more. That's getsquares.com.
Go for warmth. Go for beauty. Go for a show. Go for flavor. Go for perspective. Go for love. Go for tranquility. Go for thrills. Go for color. Go for good. Go for Puerto Rico. Go now.
For more information, the website is discoverpuertorico.com.
Golf Talk for golfers on Big's Golf Talk. Back to Bill the Golf Father Cuevas and Big John Vick.
This segment is sponsored by Squares Shoes. It's hip to wear squares. As a matter of fact, Bill the Golf Father Cuevas and myself, Big John Quick, we are in New Hampshire right now visiting Squares headquarters. So we'll bring you some highlights and news regarding what is coming in the latest news for Squares Shoes. If Sir Nick Faldo says it's the best footwear he has worn on the golf course, take his word for it and get yourself a pair and try out Squares Shoes. It's hip to wear squares, square up, and knock your scores down on the golf course. Big John Quick, along with the Golf Father, Bill Cuevas, back with you on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and all your Amazon devices and Native Family Radio. And Billy, our next guest, I'm excited for because I love when this guy is on the show. We have a lot of fun with him. You're not excited? You're not excited?
I don't even like him.
Come on. Come on. How can you? This guy.
If you give Bill Cuevas new shoes, square shoes, and they take more strokes off, he's going to be on the PGA Tour. He plays so much, he's going to be out there with the big boys.
Yeah.
See that? That's why I don't like him. He just jumped all in my conversation.
Hey, let me introduce you to our next guest here. He is no stranger to Big's Golf Talk and good friend of the show. He's publisher at the Ohio Golf Journal, co-host at Back Nine Report, and all this. President at Golfaholics on the Back Nine. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Fred Altvater.
Hey guys, really great to be here with you. Always have a great time with you guys when we see you around different places, and looking forward to chatting a little golf, talking a little golf this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, with this COVID pandemic and everything else, I mean, stuff has been shut down, but you've been able to get around the country a little bit and see some golf courses and kind of get a firsthand look at what's happening. Bill the Golffather Cuevas and myself out in New Hampshire right now, kind of experiencing what's happening out there, and then we're off to Michigan ourselves as you just got back from, Fred. So, but let's talk a little bit about 2020 PGA Championship, and boy, oh boy, what a fourth round it was, Fred Altvater, with Colin Morikawa really shooting a really good score and becoming the 2020 PGA champion.
Yeah, I got to toot my own horn just a little bit here. I actually picked Colin Morikawa as my favorite going into this week on our radio show, Back Nine Report, last week. Actually, I don't usually get those kind of things right, so when I get a chance, for the win, I gotta take it. But I really like this young guy, guys. I know you do too. Fantastic swing. He's got that look about him. He looks like a champion. Doesn't get too excited when he's playing well. Doesn't get too down when he's playing bad. And besides that, if you remember, the guy won at Muirfield Village, and he struck that driver reminiscent of that drive at 16 at Harding Park. He struck that drive at 14 onto that green. And I'm telling you, at Muirfield Village, the entrance to that green is like about, I don't even think it's 10 yards wide. It's really, really narrow. And he stuck that thing in there with that little fade. And that shot he hit on 16, really, I mean, he'd just been playing fairways and greens all day. And there was the opportunity. He took it. He deserved that win. That was outstanding, guys.
I will tell you, Colin, and by the way, media people, please pay attention to how his name is spelled. It's 2 L's, not 1 in Colin. But just watching him and capitalizing on the shots he needed to capitalize on, was just fascinating. I mean, even when he got into trouble, he really capitalized and said, okay, I'm going to play this shot this way. and didn't try to overdo things, knew that rough, and let me tell you, that's about as difficult as you're going to get on the PGA Tour when it comes to rough. I mean, we've seen guys just dub shots out of there, even in the sand traps. I mean, from what I heard from Phil Mickelson, he was saying that those sand traps they had the less amount of sand in there on the tour itself, and so you don't.
I love that. I love that, Biggs. I think that's fabulous. Change it up for these guys.
Yes.
They're so pampered. They want everything pristine. I love that. I thought that was great.
Yes, but to see this young man, Colin Morikawa,
23 years old,
he shot that round number 4 like he has played that course many times because he knew when to capitalize.
Well, I think he has played a lot of times because he went to school right there at Cal Berkeley. It was only 20 miles away, so I'm sure he had plenty of opportunity to play Harding Park, and he knew the course well. That's another reason I really liked him. He was playing well coming in, having won at Muirfield Village. If you can win at Muirfield Village, you can win anywhere. I don't care, major. I don't care what it is. You can win, and he's from that. He went to school there. He's from L.A., but he went to school outside of San Francisco there, and so I really felt good about him coming in there, and he performed. And when all those guys were kind of falling back, I mean, Paul Casey played excellent.
Oh,
right?
yes, he did.
And he played almost a perfect round of golf. And, you guys have seen Paul Casey in the past. When he gets in contention, his backswing gets short, and he starts flipping it all over the place. He didn't do that. He played really well. So I thought that was really good for Casey. Really like some of the other guys, how they played. It was really great golf, really fun to watch.
As a matter of fact, Casey was on the tee box when Morikawa hit that drive on 16 and landed it, I want to say 5 feet from the pin. I mean,
they said 2 feet.
Was it 2 feet?
2 feet. Yeah, it was 2 feet. So you could say it was definitely within 5 feet. They said it was 2 feet away from the hole that he hit it on 16, which is amazing.
Morikawa's drive hit just short of the green in the perfect spot, right into a little bit of an upslope. He hit right in there off the fly, rolled up. It was about 6-7 feet underneath the hole, but he had a nice uphill putt for that thing. It was fantastic.
Well, I must be reading fake news because they said 2 feet.
No.
I was faking.
Yeah, I thought it was further.
Fake news again.
Yeah, I thought it was further than that.
He had about a 7-footer up the hill.
Yeah.
But he just drained it. It was beautiful. It was perfect.
I'll tell you what, man. When is Dustin Johnson going to get it all together? I mean, the guy, plays 3 rounds of golf, flawlessly, and then all of a sudden. But you know what? Let's not take it away from Colin, right? He put up a big number. I think Dustin, said to himself.
I think Dustin shot a 68, right?
Yeah,
so he's 2 under. He's leading most of the time on a golf course like that. That would probably get it done. But Casey played so well, and Morikawa played so well that it just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah. Dustin's just got to get that major under his belt. And the trash talking
this is a kid. This is his first major.
Yeah.
That's Colin's first major, and he won it. So we go. Can you imagine that? 23 years old, you go to your first major and you win it.
That's in a class. That's in a class that's not a very big class either.
No, and can you see what's going to happen for the rest of the year? I mean, I'm excited for him.
I want to tell you guys too, Morikawa. You can't talk about him without talking about the triplets, right? You got to talk about Matt Wolff and you got to talk about Victor Hovland. All those guys made the cut. Matt Wolff provided some excitement all week long. He is so fun to watch. I love to watch that guy play golf. He is a blast. And when you can hear him talking and having a good time, and Hovland played well again. I mean, he's only been outside the top 25 one time since the tour started back up.
All right,
I got to tell you, post Tiger Woods, I'm liking this young gun class right now. I think there's somebody in here.
They're really solid.
Victor Hovland, like you said, Matt Wolff. The only thing about Matt, I twitch a little bit. I mean, I just cringe when I see him cock and all of a sudden his backswing. I'm like, oh, he's going to shake this thing, but he never does. He hits the ball well with that.
He gets back.
Kind of reminds me of Ernie Els.
It reminds me of modified.
It's kind of a modified Jimmy Furyk.
Yes, Jimmy Furyk. That's what I meant. Yes.
Yes.
He does a little hip move to get his hips engaged for that downswing because he swings so hard, and but he takes it outside a little bit and then drops it in and just kills it.
Yeah.
Now, inquiring minds want to know: did you pay the $5?
For what?
For golf. They're saying you had to pay $5 so you can get it on the Plus.
Oh.
People were complaining about it.
On ESPN Plus?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, I just watched it on ESPN and
CBS.
CBS. I didn't pay the extra.
Let me ask you guys something, because I love our buddies at ESPN. I love, Michael and all those guys over there at ESPN. But some of these commentators that they have, it just cringes me. I thought CBS had a better coverage than ESPN in this PGA Championship.
Mm-hmm.
Well, ESPN doesn't do it. I mean, this is like what, first or second one I've done this year, right? I mean,
yeah.
All their good guys left. Tirico and Azinger and all the guys that were at ABC. ABC doesn't do anything anymore. So this was like their return to golf, and now they've got an 11-year contract, so they can get some guys and develop it. And I'm telling you what. Yeah, speaking of commentators, what'd you think of Phil's little 90-minute deal?
Loved it, and I am thinking that he is prepping for something. If the money is right,
were talking about it, right, Fred? They were talking about it on social media,
Twitter, social media. They just lit up. He was. I'm not a Phil fan. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not a Phil Mickelson fan. But I'm telling you what, he was wonderful. And Faldo should probably be worried for his job. I don't know when Faldo's contract is up. But Phil's
and you know what? If Phil Mickelson didn't make so much money, he probably would take the job.
Yeah, but he's not making that much money.
No,
he's not making that much money playing golf,
right,
guys.
Yeah.
And he can still have his endorsements. If he's on TV, he'll still get those endorsements.
And here's the thing, right? He could do a la. I mean, we've seen commentators, golf in the majors, golf in major tournaments, and still be an analyst on TV as well.
Yeah,
I could see Phil Mickelson slowly moving in, and if the number is right. If the number is right, Phil can move into the booth. And I'm thinking that was an audition.
He doesn't want to play on the Champions Tour.
No, he does not.
He
does not, right.
No. Especially if he can make a solid check without having to play. He won't need a Denver. He'd be okay, man. He'd be set up.
What does CBS do? They do, like 20 tournaments a year or something? 22?
Yeah.
That's like 22 weeks of travel. He's got 6 months to do whatever else he wants to do.
Well, Fred, here's the thing. He just got finished spending, 5-6 hours on the golf course, and then goes right into the booth and calls the rest of the telecast with those guys. Tell me that's not an audition.
And it's just like Tommy Romo jumping into the booth for CBS.
Yeah,
he's live. He's playing. He knows these guys. He's played beside him. He's watching their games. He's trying to learn from what they're doing. I think he was outstanding. I just can't say enough about. The little joke he tried to tell off the bat did not work.
Right.
The rest of it was solid.
But he'll learn that real quick.
He had to remind the guys, that was a joke. It was a joke, guys. Yeah.
Went right over Faldo's head.
Yeah, right. Hey, Colin Morikawa, congratulations. You certainly deserve that PGA championship. You are the 2020 PGA champion, and, man, he has a good-looking girlfriend with Catherine Zhu as well. I posted a PGA Tour video on Big's Golf Talk social media with him playing golf or playing a hole with his girlfriend, and, man, she could have had a good shot as well. Fred Altvater.
That's a state law, right? If you're a good-looking young athlete, I mean, you got to have a beautiful.
You have to have a beautiful woman, right?
Arm, right?
This guy. I mean, look at his smile. I mean, this guy is like, he's a poster boy for the PGA with his smile and everything else.
Myself, actually, he's a good-looking kid.
He is a good-looking kid. Absolutely. Fred Altvater is joining us here on Big's Golf Talk, and Fred, what do you got going on? You're touring the Midwest and stuff like that. You just got back from Michigan. How's things looking in the Midwest?
To be quite honest with Biggs, I'm coming to you from Cadillac, Michigan right now. We actually have a place here, so we spend a lot of time up here in Michigan. I've been up to Boyne for a few days this week or this year so far. We just got back. Went to Kingsley Club the other day. A friend of mine's a member there, and he had me come up and play. We've been over to we went back. I took my grandson back up to Boyne. We played one of the courses. I've been over to Forest Dunes this year. They're getting ready to open up the par 3. They just opened the par 3 over there, as well as, of course, the Loop and then the Dunes course. And they got a great putting course there, guys. And I think you guys, Bill, I think is going there right this week.
We are. As a matter of fact,
you're going too? Great.
We're going at the end of the month. We're going to be at Boyne.
Biggs?
I have. Yeah. Bill and I toured it, I think, 2 years ago. We were out there, and we couldn't play the Loop, but we toured it, and we did play the Dunes, though. And I know they got a new course that opened up over there. So, Yeah.
Well, you got to work on your run-up shots on the loop.
Yeah.
The greens are a little bit softer. They're finally starting to get enough age to them. They're getting a little softer. They're holding wedges, some 9-irons, maybe an 8-iron now if you get it high enough. But anything less than that, you got to kind of run it up, just like links golf. It's all open. You just run it up. It's really firm. You're going to love it. And I know Bill knows a good friend of ours, Lenny Ziem, is coming through Toledo. He's coming up to be with you guys. So he's going to spend a couple days with me in Toledo. I'm going to take him around the Arthur Hills Golf Trail a little bit, show him a little bit of Toledo while he's in there for Thursday, Friday, Saturday before he comes up to you guys.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing Len up there and all that stuff. And as a matter of fact, I know Labor Day weekend we're going to be at Treetops, and we're going to be over there, doing a Patriot Golf Day thing up there. But yeah, we're going to Boyne, and then as we're going to Treetops, we are also going up to Mackinac Island. So we're making a tour up.
Wow, cool.
Yeah,
good for you guys.
Yeah, so we're
going to try and hook up while you're up here, guys, because I got to go back to Toledo for a week or so, but I'll be back up here and we can hook up before you take off.
Yeah, well, we'll get together to let you know what the dates are. We're going to be up there and all that stuff. So, what do you got going on for your shows and your magazine and all that stuff? And how can people get more information about that stuff?
Well, I want to tell everybody, check us out on YouTube at Back Nine Report TV. We do our radio show now, Back Nine Report. We do it in Zoom like you guys are doing, and we post those all there. Plus, I had a great interview with Stephen Kircher, who is the president and CEO of Boyne, and I have that posted on there. And Stephen talks about the history of Boyne Resort, where it's going. Boyne is just not here in Michigan. There's 12 resorts all across, from Vancouver to Montana, clear up into New England, clear down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. They're all over the place, and they're a big-time company, and he was really insightful talking to him. But we do the Back Nine Report TV on YouTube. We're also on Roku, Back Nine Report TV. We do the radio show Back Nine Report every Tuesday night, and that, again, goes posted to YouTube, and also on TuneIn. And then we're doing some other stuff. We do the Ohio Golf Journal. We do the Michigan Golf Journal. Goes out to a bunch of golfaholics here in Ohio and Michigan every month, and got great articles in there. Lenny Ziem's one of our writers, and Dave Theoret, and we got some great writers that contribute. So we always got stuff going on, guys.
I tell you what, I love reading your stuff. I love watching you guys on YouTube. I get some great information, some great conversations that you have there, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it. And people can follow you on social media as well, can't they?
Yep, we're at Back Nine Report on Twitter. You can go to Facebook, either to Fred Altvater or Golfaholics on the Back Nine. We're at either one of those, or Michigan Golf Journal. We got a webpage there on Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Instagram, at Back Nine Report on Instagram. So you can find us anywhere. And also, I mentioned briefly the Arthur Hills Golf Trail. We got 5 golf courses around Toledo, guys, that are some of Arthur Hill's very best work. And, of course, Arthur is from Toledo. And we put together 5 of the courses. We can hook up room and board and all that stuff. We got to get you guys in there to check it out one of these days.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I know we talked about that, pre-COVID pandemic and all, making that trail and all that stuff. And I'm looking forward to actually making that trail and experiencing that whole golf scene that you guys have over there. I heard it's really, really good, and heard it from you, heard it from other guys as well, that you got to get out there, Biggs. You got to get out there. So we're looking forward to it. But Fred Altvater, thank you so much for joining us here on Biggs Golf Talk, talking a little golf here. And I hope you guys are staying safe out there.
We are. That's one of the reasons we're up here in Michigan quite a bit, because in this county, there's only been like 50 cases in the whole county the whole time.
Right.
And so we've been hanging out up here. Toledo, of course, is a little bit more. And we don't have to be in Toledo now all the time. So we're only there a few days a month now, and spend most of our time here in Michigan.
Sounds good. Fred, thank you so much for joining us here on Biggs Golf Talk, talking some golf.
Always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much.
More Biggs Golf Talk coming your way right after this.
Have you ever seen a tour pro line up a putt with a dirty ball? No way. A clean ball rolls accurately, and accurate putts mean lower scores. The solution? Ready Putt. It's the putter cover reinvented. Ready Putt has a patented ball cleaner that's made to absorb and retain water. All you need to do is add water, and it remains wet throughout your round, giving your ball the perfect shine. It also has a magnetic surface to hold your ball marker and divot repair tool. Let's say you switch putters from round to round, using a blade, mid-mallet, or large mallet. Ready Putt Original has you covered. Look, putting is hard enough. Accurate putts start with a clean ball, and a clean ball starts with Ready Putt.
For more information about Ready Putt, visit ReadyPutt.com. That is ReadyPutt.com. Clean it and sink it. The United States Golf Challenge, sponsored by Tito's Handmade Vodka, is searching for the country's best two-player teams to compete against an international field in the 54-hole Ryder Cup-style event, known prestigiously as the International Kings Cup. The International Kings Cup is played in remembrance of golf's greatest ambassador, Mr. Arnold Palmer, whose honesty, integrity, sportsmanship, and commitment to excellence represent the ideals for which the game of golf is known. The road to the Kings Cup begins with a national qualifier. Two-player teams compete in an 18-hole qualifier playing best ball using net scoring. For more information, to sign up, and to find a national qualifier near you, their website is usgolfchallenge.com. That is usgolfchallenge.com.
This is Big's Product of the Week. Each week, Big John and the Golf Father select a golf product to feature. Here is Big John Vick and Bill, the Golf Father Cuevas, with this week's Product of the Week.
And Big's Product of the Week is sponsored by U.S. Golf Challenge with Tito's Handmade Vodka. You need to be 21 years of age to enjoy a great Tito's beverage. Friends don't let friends drive drunk, and Tito's gives back. Big John Quick with Bill the Golf Father Cuevas and Big's Product of the Week. Billy, this week it is Bushnell Golf's Wingman speaker and GPS unit. And unleash your inner DJ on the course, and introducing the Wingman. And Bill the Golf Father Cuevas and I have one, and we have used it and love it. Featuring the high-quality audio combined with having the ability to receive audible GPS distances, the Wingman offers golfers a first-of-its-kind experience. Wingman also features their integrated bite magnetic cart mount to provide golfers the convenience of having the speaker mounted right to the cart bar. So you don't have to use any kind of mount or anything like that. It automatically just magnetics to the cart. Premium sound quality, preloaded 36,000 plus courses, bite magnetic mount, and a 1-year warranty. And Bill, I gotta tell you, man, this sound is big enough for everyone's drives, and I'm liking the audible GPS distances. I like that little chip you just have in your pocket. You push the button, and boom, you don't have to walk back there to hit anything. It's right in your pocket, and you get your distances right from your shot.
Yeah, I like it too. There's a lot of good things from it. Have you played with the button?
I have played with the button.
You take it, you keep it in your pocket, and then you push it and it tells you where you're at. There's a lot of neat gadgets. But the biggest thing when I first heard the Wingman, you know what came to my head?
Folds of Honor.
Folds of Honor.
Yes.
You know, they've been a big supporter of the Folds of Honor, having the Patriot packs and everything else, and they've been a huge Wingman to the Folds of Honor. So when this came out, I was like, you know, it just screamed Folds of Honor and everything that they do, because it's a great company. The speaker, I love the magnetic part of it. You know, I put it on my golf cart, and I've learned to direct the music differently, if you know what I mean. So like normally you would put it to the inside, you know, going facing back. I put mine sideways. I enjoy putting it sideways. I like the music coming right into the cart as opposed to dispersing from the outside, especially at 7 o'clock in the morning when I'm driving. You know, I'm on those fairways, people are sleeping in those houses. I put it sideways. It gets more of a directional, sound for me. So I think it's a great investment and tool. Ideally, you buy a speaker and you're getting everything else free. Have you tried the new GPS, the golf GPS stuff on there?
I have. And you can actually personalize it as well. So you can actually, when you hold down that little, you have that little chip in your pocket. I like to call it a coin. So you add a little coin in your pocket, and you push, and then you hold down the button while you have the GPS activated. So you could use it as a speaker solely, or you could combine it with the music and GPS. And what I like about it is it pauses the music while it's giving you the distance, and then it goes right back to the music. Also, what I like about that is you could personalize it. So you hold down that button, and you could say, "Hey, nice shot, Big John." So it does that as well. You know.
You can do lots of things, but I've never heard it say that. Mine never says that. Mine usually laughs.
You got to go in the app and you can personalize it. So there's a lot of settings in the app that you have to really explore and read obviously the manual and everything else. But yeah, you can personalize it. So when you hit a good shot, you kind of get mentally back into it, or you can say, "Hey, Big John, you could hit, you could do it next time," or something like that. You can personalize the message.
I like that idea.
Yeah,
I think that's really cool. You know what I mean? And it toots your own horn.
It does,
especially when me and you are playing.
Or
you'll never.
It can help you get mentally back into it.
Absolutely.
You guys talked about mental preparation earlier on, and on par with Amanda. This is a tool that can actually, you hold down that button and it kind of gives you a reminder. Okay, get yourself back into it. Get yourself focused. That type of thing, and you can put that message on there. What else I like about this, that no other speaker that we've experienced, it also could charge your whatever. You could charge your phone. You could charge, it has a power for your devices. Your laptop, or if you have a iPad or something like that. So if you're on the range and you're videotaping, all of a sudden you're on you could use the Wingman to power your devices.
It is, and it works really simple. You get a lot of time. I don't know what you're averaging. I usually charge mine after every 3 or 4 rounds. So I guess it's probably based off of time or whatever. But I really don't have a hard time with it. Other people have, brought their cords and plugged it in to charge, which is cool. You know what I mean? So you know where that speaker's staying, right, in your car. How many times have you lost the battery pack? Well, I've lost it. Here, you use my battery pack, and then they don't give it back.
Yeah.
They don't give it back. You're like, hey, remember when I get? No, I don't remember that. So I think it keeps you accountable of where your stuff is, because you're not taking my speaker because it's attached to my phone. My phone's gonna, let me know what's going on. So I think it's a neat equipment that you could add to yourself that's going to give you your distances. It tells you when you pull up right to that to the tee box. It tells you exactly where you're at. What's the difference? Front, back, center. The only thing, I'm gonna have to try in the custom settings, because it gives me the distances different than how I'm used to having them. So it says it different. So sometimes
you can go in the settings. You could change it at the distance that it could give you front, middle, back.
Yes.
So you could set that like at 150 yards, it will give you front and center and middle. Whereas if you're outside of that, then it only gives you the center.
Exactly.
But the Wingman, along with all of Bushnell golf rangefinders and GPS products, come with a Bushnell app, and the app provides you with a full-color aerial views and flyover of the whole layouts with distances. And that's another thing I like about this. Score tracking with the Wingman, GPS distances, tee times, and 3D flyovers. And Billy, you got to really play with the app to actually know what it's doing for you.
It is. And the thing is that every time, I didn't know, you're finding things that I didn't find. You know why? Because I'm one of those guys that don't read instructions. I just go in, I don't read. I put stuff together without looking at that. So I just do it on my own. If I got extra screws, well. But you know what? After this, I'm going to go, because I already love it. I love what it does and everything that, what I'm able to do with it. Now that I know that I can, toot my own horn and say, wow, Billy, that was a great shot. I'm sure the other 3 guys that I play with are going to appreciate that.
Now, it has, and I have yet to experience this, but it does have a pin seeker with visual jolt. And I know the visual jolt is a red ring around there. So I haven't experienced that yet, but I'm looking forward to playing with it and trying that out. And maybe I've just never noticed the red ring for the pin seeker. So,
yes, I've seen it. I didn't know what it was. So, I'm learning a lot. We're learning a lot of stuff. They have me happy with my tunes and my distances. Those are the 2 things that I care about, having the chip in my pocket, pressing the button, and getting my distance and going about my business. So now I'm learning a lot more things in addition to what you found out.
Now let's talk about the bite magnet that's on this unit, Bill. Very strong magnet. it really, you could actually tell when it takes hold onto the golf cart. I being in the desert, there's a lot of bumps, in the desert area. I have not experienced any looseness or coming off of the golf cart. This bite magnet is just a phenomenal magnet.
You know what? I hit a huge bump. It wasn't even a bump. It was a hole that somewhere got in the golf course. I don't know how they got this hole. I was driving and I hit it and I went down into it and came back up. And it was just on the rough side. And literally, the only thing that ever happened to that magnet, and I think I flew more than the magnet did. It must have dropped maybe like 4 inches, and that's all it did. It slid down maybe 4 inches, but it never came off. I think the impact is what brought it down, the force going downwards. But pulling it out, you need to use some strength to get that thing out of there. It's really good. And when you take it off and you put your stuff, I got my car keys on it. I know where my car keys are because I take it off. Everything goes. My phone, it connects to it. It does like, whoop, everything sticks to it like a really, really good magnet.
Let's talk about the price point now, Bill, the Golffather Cuevas at $149.99 on their website. I think that's a tremendous price point for what this has to offer.
I think it's I mean, it gives you a free GPS on your phone, which you don't have to pay for. It has a nice screen. It has the layout of your course, everything that people are paying to subscribe for. So that's included in it for free. That magic button that you carry around. So you go out there, you take 2-3 clubs with you, you hit your button, it tells you your distance, you pick your club, you go out there, and you're done. You know what I mean? So, and the music part of it, that thing goes loud.
Yeah, it does.
That is one loud speaker. I mean, I haven't really gone full throttle on the golf course because, like I said, I played too early. But I have inside of my office, in my garage. I'll pump up the volume. It is really loud, and the clarity is phenomenal.
Also, what I like about this unit, too, is you pull up each tee box, and it will give you the distance right off the bat. You can set that setting to do it automatically. And we have tons and tons of pros. I do have a couple cons. My couple cons is I wish I didn't have to pick up my phone to enter my score.
Oh yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, can you imagine if you talk to that button?
That's what I'm saying. What if I could click the button how many times what my score is, or I could vocally tell that unit what the score was.
You know what? We got to have them on the show.
Yeah,
I think that's a beautiful point that they might enjoy. Maybe that's the next gen. You know what I mean? Who knows? Adding the score. You know what I mean? Because you don't need to run both. You don't need to use your GPS. If you don't want to use that GPS, you don't have to. I use the GPS,
right,
and then I use my Bushnell, to shoot the pin.
Yeah, I do too.
But I think that's an excellent idea.
I always shoot the pin, especially at par threes. Par threes, I always shoot the pin. So that's the other thing. The second thing and the last thing I have, and it's just minor. I like to keep track of sand shots. If I was in a penalty, what that score reflected from. And I don't remember if it keeps drives as far as fairways hit or whatever the case might be. But I think that's the only two things I have as far as any cons with it. And like I said, it gives you the front, back, and center. So I think that's just great. Bill, what about you?
The only
as a matter of fact, let me correct myself. It does give you fairways hit, and it also gives you greens hit, and it gives you putts and score. So I just wish it had a bunker. Did you hit the bunker? Did you have a penalty? That's the only thing. But go ahead.
So for me, the only con that I've had ever is on the course. Sometimes it doesn't forward to the next hole. So I'll get to a par 3, right? and then the hole will be just behind us. So instead of reading me what's next, it keeps giving me the yardage behind me.
Right.
So I have to forward the hole to, manually to do it.
Yeah.
That has happened to me. Sometimes it'll give me a weird yardage because it didn't update from where I was driving. It could be satellite signal, stuff like that. But usually just tapping the button, going to the actual app, it fixes it right away. So it could be that your phone might have disconnected or whatever. But it's never been, the difference if it says 60 yards and you know that you're on a hole that you're hitting at 180 yards.
Right.
So you'll know that it just hasn't, it progressed to the next shot. And it happens. It's not like it happens a lot of times. It just happens. It happens, once, twice around, but it's still something that happens. So maybe they can think of an easier way for us to advance to the next hole to make sure. A lot of times I don't pick up my phone to look. I rely on the Wingman to give me my distances. And so I'm looking at it and my brain's like, that's not going to work. Then I'll realize, I go back, I reset, and then it'll be okay.
So they advertise 10 hours of battery life. It's a power for 36 holes, so 2 rounds of golf typically on one charge. So every couple of days you gotta charge it up, and but that's because it's continual use, right? You got audio always coming out of it, and you have the GPS, so that both features are taking up a lot of juice. So I think that's still a good battery life when you could still do 2 rounds of golf, and and you can always take a USB, and if your cart has a USB port, just plug it into the USB port in the cart. So
yeah, it's really. And you know how many times you go out on the golf course and those plugins don't work inside the golf cart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't. They go in there, you plug it in, your phone's like, it's not charging. You're like, you're crying. Now you don't have to worry about it. You bring your speaker, you got an instant charge with you all the time, and one that nobody can take. How you like that?
Phrase of the week.
Wingman!
There you go. All right. So the Wingman by Bushnell is our BiGGs product of the week, and that does it for BiGGs Golf Talk right here. And for Bill the Golf Father Cuevas, for Amanda the Golf Diva Robertson, I am Big John Quick, and don't forget to check out our website at www.biggsgolftalk.net or .com. Follow us on our social medias. And also, be sure to sign up for our brand new monthly newsletter, and you get exclusive deals to our sponsors. You'll have exclusive information, and you never know, a newsletter giveaway just exclusively for those people that sign up for our newsletter. So be sure to sign up at biggsgolftalk.net or .com. Until next week, everybody.
You matter!
It's Saturday morning, we're gonna play golf. The wife is moaning, we're gonna play golf. The kids are all screaming like someone's gonna die. The grass needs mowing, it's 2 feet high, but the boys are calling, so we're gonna play golf. Golf course, here I come. Play golf. It'll turn you lazy. Play golf. It'll make you crazy. Something strange happens to your brain when you take a big swing with that little white ball. It don't matter if we win or lose. Even birdie par and double bogey too. The boys are calling, so shot, Arnold. In-laws are coming over. We're gonna play golf. The smoke alarm's beeping. We're gonna play golf. Forecast is